Hi guys. Some time ago in 2021, I posted a video addressing to the LGBT plus community about my stance on the LGBT plus idea or worldview, for lack of a better term. In that video, I shared why I held the more conservative side of the issue through a short explanation of the biblical Christian perspective. I made the video mostly because of the fact that the objectual community, the side of the internet where I'm relatively more active in, has a pretty dominant LGBT representation. And so I thought I'd contribute some of my 2 cents. I also thought that perhaps a hopefully more kind approach would be better, considering the bad rap that conservatives often have for being arrogant and rude. So, yeah, there's that. But then later on, I also thought that it'd be helpful to discuss a bit deeper on this topic and maybe have a more secular perspective. And so I invited my classmate and friend Noir to speak with me and represent the more progressive side of this topic. I thought he'd be a suitable guest speaker for this video because 1, he identifies as gay, and 2, I notice he's pretty loud and proud when it comes to talking about LGBT and other related issues. Now, before we proceed, here are some things to note. First, it's best to consider this conversation as a way for me to learn about the community, their ideas, and way of thinking a bit more. And I hope you viewers or listeners, especially those who are allies or are LGBT themselves, consider this video in the same way, since in hindsight, there were some things which I myself didn't know before that and was talked about in our discussion. Second, to be clear, I use the terms conservative and progressive in the theological sense and not in the political sense, and refers to how one interprets the Bible. In this case, basically, conservatism takes the Bible's view on LGBT strictly and traditionally, while progressivism takes the Bible pretty loosely, perhaps to the point of dismissing the Bible entirely. Also, I chose those words because of parallelism, and the pro and con thing sort of fits and looks cool. Third, this video was recorded in February 2022, and so there are some things that may be either associated within that time frame or quite outdated as of now. And fourth, our mic recordings weren't the best of quality, especially on my end with all the breath sounds and stuff. Sorry. And so I provided captions to better understand what we're saying, especially with all of my stuttering. I also included the time of our recording so that you can better know the amount of time in between cuts. So yeah, big thanks to my classmate and friend Noir for agreeing to be part of this video, and special thanks as well to my friends Manggo and Max for helping me out in post-production. Bingo is the one who drew our sprites, and Max helped in editing the audio. If you have any criticisms and concerns regarding this video and the things that we said, please do so respectfully. And please do not go out attacking anyone involved, whether it be the guest speaker, the featured Discord users, or my friends who helped in post-production simply because they're affiliated or part of this video. Alright, enjoy the rest of the video.
Joining me today is someone that I thought would be most appropriate for this occasion, a classmate and a friend of mine, Noir. Say hello, buddy.
Hello, nice to meet you all. I'm Manggo's classmate and friend. Hi.
And we also have my Discord server members who are listening to us right now. We're recording this in a Discord stage, so we got audience people, listening. Yay, people cheering sound effect. You got people chatting right here. These guys can, it's like a live stream, but it's not a live
They're
stream.
very supportive.
Oh man, I'm nervous because it's my first time doing this and not really scripted as opposed to the LGBT plus video a couple of months ago. And in that video, I used biblical scripture as my, like say, my base, my stance. I get my point across, and I could only fit so much within a short video. So I thought a podcast would be appropriate to address some other stuff, answer questions that I didn't really shed light to in the video, and also through this Discord chat we have right here, the audience, our audience listening right now, you guys can give us questions while we speak. My friend and classmate Noor here is how do I say this? Like a very good, a very strong advocate, I would say. I see,
Strong
yeah, very strong
advocate.
advocate, because you're quite loud and proud about this. I see a couple of your posts as I scroll through Facebook, like whoa, and yeah. Without further ado, let's just get started. This one, this conversation is a bit of a mix of an interview, a discussion, like interviewing, asking each other questions, discussion, like discussing our opinions or where we stand in a certain thing, and an informal debate. Since, as for this context, we are opposing sides in the coin. If that, I don't know, man. But yeah, we're just gonna improvise and see where this goes. But to start off, yeah, let's start with you, Noir. What do you think about the LGBT issue, and why do you, support it? Why are you on the supporting side?
I think it would be a no-brainer if I don't support my own community, right?
Yeah, you're part of it.
And honestly, as I've given it some more thought, I mean, I shouldn't really just care about those people who don't think what we are, that it isn't right. We should just ignore them because whatever their opinions are, whatever their thoughts are, they shouldn't concern us because they're just living their lives just like how we are living our lives ourselves. So, but I can understand why people would be really mad about it because history has some very dark things regarding about our people, like how um the Germans were, killing off gay and Jewish people. So yeah, but it's 2022, and I think we should be more open-minded to these things already. I mean, come on, like what's so wrong about loving people, right? I mean, it's not doing anything harmful, like murder, assaulting people. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's something that I address to in my videos, that like the people who are part of LGBTQ or support them are still people, like those who are on the opposing side. Okay, we as humans, we have basically infinite value, which is why we should respect each other, stuff like that. As for like where they stand regarding the LGBT issue, like murder is not a good way to go, I would say. Even I, who's not really supportive on this issue, I wouldn't, like, murder won't be my first option, and it won't be my last option either. There's no people. A human life is very valuable. That's first and foremost. What do you think about limits, Noir?
Limits. Care to expound more on that? What do you mean by limits exactly?
Say, like, doing what you want to do and not let others say anything about it, because it's like a common, I guess, common sentiment, common argument that I hearing about, not only in the LGBTQ issue but pretty much everywhere, like saying, oh, you can't tell me what to do, let me do whatever I want. And it's a fairly good sentiment, but like, what do you think about this?
I mean, regarding limits, like I said, I don't think anything in the community is, in fact, harmful. Like, it doesn't cause any sort of physical harm, and it's not really against the law either. So I don't think there's a limit because people really are entitled to however they express themselves. And I do recognize that the opposition mainly comes from those who grew up religious. I myself grew up in a religious household. In fact, I was actually I was actually quite homophobic before. Ironic, right? Since I grew up being taught that gay, being a part of the LGBT community is a sin, and you will go to hell for that. And I used to be bullied about how I carried myself, but that's all in the past now. Right now, I'm having conflicts with my own religion because, on the other hand, I still do believe in God, and I'm still very much faithful to Him. But the issue with that is that people do claim that in the Bible it explicitly says that it is wrong. So there's obviously a conflict of interest right there. And I can assume that the reason why you don't agree with being gay or anything that has to do with the LGBT community is because of your religion, right?
Well, that was one of the things I was wondering. I was wondering as well. Like, are there people who don't consider themselves to be part of any religion or believe in any religion who also don't support LGBTQ plus?
Yeah, I think there are. Mostly they are the conservative types. Yeah, you know,
Conservative atheists, you say?
yeah, like, back in my day, boys wouldn't wear or, or express themselves. Yeah, like those things. And I don't know any atheists myself or those who are not involved with religion who do not support the community, but I'm pretty sure there are some. There's nothing in this world that isn't.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. You mentioned about the you grew up in a religious household. Were you not?
Yeah, I did.
Well, how did that come about exactly?
What do you mean exactly?
Like your say revelation on the like on your peak of say okay, I'm now gay, but I'm living in a religious household. What am I gonna do with that? Like something like that scenario. How did that come about?
My family themselves, I don't really know what they think about gay people exactly, since we do have a lot of gay people on our family and friends' side. So I think they're okay, but I do think that they would prefer that I not be like them, because I used to remember so many times that my mother would tell me to not walk the way I walk, since, the way I walk is like how, gay people walk. Like, how do
Yes,
I say
I've seen you
this?
walk before.
They, yeah, they sway their hips or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was something that was just very normal to me. And at that time, I didn't really understand why my mother doesn't want me to walk like that. I mean, doesn't expect me to change it when it's something really I cannot, because it's basta. Anyway,
Is it a Catholic? Are you in a Catholic household?
yeah, I am.
Mm-mm. Well, let's find some common ground here. Yeah. As for what God thinks about this one, let's refer to His Word, to the Bible. All right. Now, again, I've mentioned this in the video before, but like one of the most explicitly stated was in one of the letters of the Apostle Paul to the people in Corinth, stating to the Christians, believers, they're saying, what's the point in pointing the faults of the others, of your fellow believers, if we're all sinners and you used to be one of those, and then now you're cleansed? The problem is there are, I won't say some, but there are a lot of Christians who use it in a way that are say violent or aggressive way to those people in the LGBTQ community. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. What does your family think about this? Have they referred to any scripture, biblical references regarding this, or?
Honestly, the closest thing she has reference in something that has to do with religion is that don't be gay because it's a sin and God will be angry about it. Something like that. That she didn't really quote any verses from the Bible, because I don't think she really reads the Bible.
I see.
Sorry, I'm exposing my own mother.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the truth of a lot of Christian or say religious households. We just say a certain way and then like not really tell them how they say this. I guess that's prejudice.
Yeah,
Is that the right word?
I mean,
Like I'm not like hating on your mom or anything, but I'm referring to the fact that like they have a certain hatred for those who are say, let's say, gay people, and then not really seeing the full picture on what God really thinks about this issue. The statement don't be gay because God hates that and he'll be angry is too simple. It's taking out a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think that's my first question came from, like the idea of limits, right? Limits are very important. I have to say that.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are.
I'm sure a lot of us with parents have heard from our parents as like always giving us limits, say don't do this, don't do that, right? There's always a certain boundary where we're not allowed to go. In the way God designed us humans, God also has certain limits on how he designed us, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible. All right, his design for marriage is simple. He made man and woman, and then the man and woman are to be married. They are to be united in one flesh. Like that's how God designed marriage. Pretty simple, and
Yeah.
like it's very important to apply the idea of limits, because if you're outside that, then it's danger, I guess. Okay, that's too simple of a statement, but yeah, fair point, Mikey. The according to the Bible thing, it's thrown around a couple of times, often
Many
satirically,
times,
like
actually.
according to the Bible in debates, yeah. But the reason why I mentioned about, like, I wonder if there are non-religious people who don't support LGBT. This has something to do, very have something to do with biology. Even if we're not to include Bible in the Bible in the equation, the fact that human marriage is meant to be man and woman alone only still applies according to science, according to biology. The reason why we're born in the first place is because of the physical intimacy, I'll say it that way, physical intimacy of a mother and a father, maternal and paternal genetic information. And like it's only from those two groups, it's only possible for a child to be made, and then we're born. So to put it simply, it's basically that.
Okay. Let's go back to the marriage thing first. I think you know what you meant by limit. For the marriage, I think the community shouldn't be pushing for that, since marriage is something of like the church. It's a sacrament stuff.
I know.
I think what gay people want more is that the law is more of a civil union. They want exactly the same rights as a married man and woman would be. So, like, two gay men, they want the same rights as uh, a husband and a wife. And I myself haven't really seen any members of the community pushing for like the church marriage. It's always been more on the civil union, like, you know, civil marriage by the law. It doesn't have to be with the church. And for biology, I guess you're referring to what's natural and what's not. From what I know, LGBT people have always been around since history, and many people consider it as something that is not natural. I mean, if it isn't natural, then I don't think many people should be like this, right? It shouldn't matter if they can give birth to a child or not. I mean, even though that's one of the things that we can do with one another. The point is, to me, it doesn't really matter if it's natural or unnatural, because at the end of the day, all I really care about is loving the person I love, and it's just that my preferences are on the same spectrum. I just like boys, despite me being a boy, and you know, other people in my community will probably fight more about this issue, but I don't think no, there's more to be said other than the fact that people should just mind their own business. And I do acknowledge that members of our community do take it too far as to like bullying straight people, and it's not. I wouldn't say it's justifiable. it's probably something that was born out of oppression and hate. I mean, after all, it was the straight people who condemn, who bully, and who oppress the community first. And I guess it's just their own way of fighting back. And I don't really necessarily agree with them, but I can understand why they feel the need to do that. And I think sometimes I've also been in that position where, sometimes I just get really offended and then I lose my temper and then blow off on some people. Yeah. By the way, Near said something.
Yes. Near asks, you mentioned in the past that women and male of male relationships are unnatural because they're unable to produce offspring. Is that right? You also asked me define natural. Yes, that's what I meant. Like a default biological or something that is done naturally, biologically, without the need or commonly the need of medical or scientific interference, I guess.
Might
Oh
we
man.
ask about your thoughts on transgender people?
Transgender people. Yeah, interesting concept they go through because like from how I understand this, like I feel bad for them honestly, cause like
Feel bad. Why?
for real, like not only transgender people, like pretty much a lot of people who have decided to like to change.
Transition?
I cannot exactly transition, but like to do a change on their lives. It's especially when it's impactful or significant. Like they probably like it's. I can't guarantee that's exactly, but probably these people have experienced bad pasts. I can't guarantee that's every single one of you or even you, Noir. I don't know if you have experienced really violent, really prejudiced environments when you were young. Because I guess that's where I guess that's where the like I would say rebellious thoughts come from. Because I feel like this is like a sort of rebellious way of saying, oh, all right, so you hate me. Okay, this is what I want, etc. And boom, they're still human. They're still God's creation, so I don't hate them. It's just that I feel bad that they had to they had to make that change, especially well as far as like the scope of what I've usually seen, like teenagers like our age, we're still young, yet we are like we're already redefining a certain thing about ourselves because that's what we want. We want ourselves to be this, want ourselves to be that, because we don't like a certain thing about this, I don't like a certain thing about that. I could be wrong there.
You know, I don't think we did it because, as you
It's a
say, an
speculation,
act
but I could be
of
wrong.
rebellion, because it's just something that really is us. We're just expressing the way we are. And I don't think it has anything to do with prejudice or something to hit them back at it or something.
I guess
They
something like
just
that.
want to be, yeah.
How does this even work? Like you discover certain like what do you mean by that's who we are? Like
It's different for everyone, really. I think, or what makes them realize, like I said, it depends, right? It's something that you can either discover very early on your childhood or very late into adulthood. For mine, I discovered it around 8th grade when boys were seemingly becoming more attractive to me in my eyes than girls. It really depends. Like for some other people, let's say for trans women, as a child, they like wearing girl clothes instead of what is supposed to be boy clothes. Like I said, it depends from people to people.
mhm.
We have Nelly here, don't we?
She's not in the audience, but yeah, she was here earlier.
Yeah, she realized last year, I think, that she was actually a woman, a girl. She just mistook it as if for feelings of being bi, And I guess she realized that she was actually a girl instead.
Interesting.
I think you might not be able to understand it if you're not a part of the community as well, unless you really open your mind to it. I mean, I'm sure that's
You understand?
what you're trying to do since you're having this discussion and all, right?
Yeah. I wanna hear you guys thoughts. Like, cause like it's not every day that I get to have this conversation. Cause like whenever I have a conversation, it's usually just messing around. So like yeah, there's like more informative information. I guess that doesn't make sense. Informative stuff. I'm gonna go back here to what Nir said. I don't think you should tie people's worth to their ability to produce offspring. We're not obligated to reproduce, and people who do want to reproduce and are biologically are able to are not the minority. Fair point. With that logic, infertile men, women, heterosexual couples are also unnatural because they don't produce either. I mentioned that in my dear LGBTQ LGBT plus video. Basically, what I'm basically saying is that men and women, that couple alone has the ability to reproduce. It's not required. It's not like mandatory. It's not required by law. Cause like yeah, I mentioned some of you guys saying like what like having children is just a choice, not a must. Fair point, yes. Cause that's how women are expected to make children. Fair enough, yeah. But like only women have okay, not really women, men too, because like both men and women have the genetic information. But like these two, when the genetic information from a man and a woman combine, like through that, like a reproduction is made, and it's only between a man and a woman. And yes, infertile men and women. I guess by that logic, you would say they're unnatural, but I don't think that's the case. Cause like again, by natural, I'm referring to not their current state, but like how it has always been, objectively, not having something to do with circumstances like infertility, stuff like that. There's also a biological effect being infertile. There's some diseases that causes that, etc., etc. So yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think about Okay, that's a weird. I was gonna say, what do you think about childbirth? But that's quite a weird question to come about.
I think childbirth is excruciating.
Oh yes, it is.
I wouldn't want to give birth to a child.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. I understand how scary can pregnancy can be, because I wouldn't want to bear a child if I have to be honest. But like yeah, being single, that's also fine. Even one of the authors of the Bible say, you know what, if you like, I'm single too, and if you want to be single, that's fine, because that way you can have peace. I think that.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
You might have already told me this. Um, could you tell me the reason why exactly we're having this discussion?
I just want to have this kind of discussion because ever since I've said for like a while now, but it's like one of those instances like when I made that LGBT plus video, like there were so many comments, like I wish I talk to every single one of them, but I can't, I can't. I mean, I could, but it's not really easy to go into in-depth conversation, which is why I decided to do a podcast to, I guess, talk more and maybe more in-depth, if that's even possible. So from what I understand, basically how it works for for people to find out is like the
You know, it usually
to
starts with
discover
curiosity.
curiosity. Yeah.
Like, I can still perfectly remember that time when I realized that I might be bi.
I was playing with this guy on Roblox.
Man, he was being flirty with me for some reason. And I did not feel disgusted at all. I kind of went along with it. And yeah, the rest is history.
Mm.
That started the time where I started to question myself and my sexuality. What about you, Mango? Have you had any doubts with your sexuality?
No, I haven't.
Wait, it's a serious question.
Because like I guess I could consider a temptation, like pretty much any other what is considered sin. Also, you guys have to like think about why is a sin, what's with sin. Like you guys keep throwing around the word sin a couple of times without even knowing what sin is. I don't know if I could even give a proper definition as to
How
why.
about you enlighten us then?
To put it simply, it's going over the limit. The reason why I brought up limits first, because like we've gone through a lot of stuff about limits ever since we were kids. So this kind of issue applies to like limits from going over the limit from where we were born. My stance on LGBTQ plus is not like hatred or prejudice. It's
Yeah,
just
you just don't agree with us. And I think that's respectable in a sense that as long as you don't tell anyone that it's not it's not proper. I think it's all right. You can we can agree. I mean, we can disagree to agree. Whatever that means.
I can't guarantee that anyone's gonna switch sides during or after this, but like yeah, yeah. But we're sharing our thoughts. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm referring to what is going on in No Mic. Sex and pregnancy is not required, but it is only possible in opposite sex couples.
So, what exactly is your point by bringing up reproduction exactly?
I'm just saying like there are people who say who they are against LGBT, and they always bring up say it's a sin, God doesn't like it. But like there has to be more than simply that, and you're probably misrepresenting it. Because like okay, if it's a sin, then I'm a sinner, then whatever. Okay, anyways, something like that. As for religion, beliefs, and stuff like that, like what we think about certain issues, we can disagree on that one. It's like we can agree to disagree. But as for like the factual, like yeah, sure we can make a workaround, but that is undeniable, is it?
It is.
Like whatever is scientifically factual or actually factual, and then like objectively factual, what is like it's true for everyone all the time, anytime, everywhere. Like we can't argue with that unless we also have counter scientific arguments. Well, hold on, you said something. Human race won't go extinct because of existence of LGBT plus community. Remember, gay people are minorities. Hmm. Fair point.
Yeah, we are minors. Here, expertise says LGBTs are those people who are generally interested to opposite genders or others that are unlike to their gender's likings. However, LGBTs are absolutely okay when it comes to gender mix or opposite personality. Bullying an LGBT is not a good way to affect yourself because of their gender. Everyone is still the same. And yeah, makes sense, I guess.
So I would like to address something on subjectiveness and objectiveness. Subjective and objective. Subjective means it's true for you. What do you think? It's like it's opinion. There we go. Opinion. Objective is factual. It's true always, all the time, to all people at all places. Well, what I find interesting in the LGBT community is that you guys discover it, and then it's not physical proof. It's what you think and what you feel. What do you gotta say about that? How does this work?
How does that work?
Like we can't really prove it, can we? But like if it's what you think, I can go on ahead. Like that's the common response.
Yeah. So, what's wrong with it? That it can't be proven because it's subjective. Is that what you're going with?
So you think it's just in all our heads?
A dollar? What are you talking about?
Like you said, there's no physical way to prove that this is what we feel. So, I was kind of thinking that you might think that this is just in our heads. What we're feeling is just something in our heads, and it may not be true. Is that what you meant?
I guess that's where it's going, but not exactly, cause like you we are already born automatically with like, well, majority of us anyway. There are minorities who are, I think it was biological intersex, but like a majority of us are born with either genitalia, and that is, I think that is enough physical proof to for our identity. Like,
I don't think that should be the default. I don't think
oh,
straight or heterosexuality should be the default.
why shouldn't it
Because,
be?
like I said, some people discover their preferences very early. So I don't think that should really be. Yeah, your sex and gender are
Yeah,
different.
that's a fair point I was gonna get to, cause like if we go to how grammar works, we already got the like the default rules on like how feminine pronouns work, masculine pronouns work on words and stuff like that. So I guess like that's how gender works, and therefore that's where the male, female, he or she pronoun, third person pronouns there too. Okay, I'm gonna make a statement. Make a quite a fairly bold statement. I wonder what you guys think about this, but I think gender is originally supposed to be coincided, connected to sex. Because I don't think in the traditional grammar you would find like any gender rules that are not feminine, masculine, or neutral. Sex is biological, physiological, okay? Gender is just the socially constructed characteristics. So therefore gender changes, sex doesn't.
Yeah, gender is a spectrum, like the spectrum of light. There are many aspects to it. Gender can be yellow or blue or black.
That's interesting. The possibilities are endless at this point. That's interesting. Socially constructed characteristics of women and men, such as norms, roles, and relationships of and between groups of men and women. Now, although we gotta pay attention to this definition. Socially constructed characteristics of women and men, such as norms, roles, and relationships of between groups of men and women and men. That therefore means that if you have a certain gender, does that therefore mean you have a unique role, norm, or relationship between groups? If for you to have a gender that has to apply to day-to-day living, does that make sense? Because like if let's say you're born with male genitalia and you have the male gender, therefore like in society you have the roles of what men are to do, etc., etc., when it comes to hierarchy or strengths, etc. What do you think about that?
I think it's bullshit.
Why?
I don't think our gender roles have to coincide with our sex. Because like I said, it's a freedom of expression to be what you are. So I don't think you have to worry about your sex at all. If you were born a man, but you feel at your heart, to your soul, that you really are a woman, then nothing is stopping you. You should just be whatever. Don't let other people stop you from being happy. Because, everyone wants to be happy.
And I think, religion is a good concept, but it's how people interpret the things that make it very terrible, because people use the Bible as a weapon to demonize, to demean other people that are exactly not like them. So like, I think the fault lies in the fact that humans are just stupid. There's no other explanation. They're really just stupid.
Religion is an interesting, and I think it's a good concept because it influences people to be good to each other. Like, there are many good lessons in the Bible. But the thing is that other people use it as a weapon to demonize people that are not exactly like them. And I think that's just stupid. Like, there's no other explanation as to why, just because they're not like them. I think their ego is touched. That's why they want to demean them. They want to insult them because they're stupid.
Like what? Like, are you generally referring to those who are, religious, or exclusively to those who like
People in general who
go
use
hard?
the Bible.
as a weapon.
to decide on other people. Like, I know a few religious people that are really good people at heart. Like, even if they see someone who is part of a community, they willingly love and accept them. And I think that's good. But there are just some people, religious or not, who use the Bible to just, insult, demean the members of the LGBTQ. So yeah, what are your thoughts about it?
Okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't say that gay people are like the number one enemy here. Like they're bad people. They should go to hell, etc., etc. It's just that we are all sinners. Ever since we were born, we all make mistakes. I can make up a list on top of my head. We lie, we cheat, we steal,
Yeah,
etc. Yeah, those
I
are
don't
pretty
cheat,
basic, but
I'm
yeah.
a good boy.
Mm-mm. But but like being gay is not as worse or better than, let's say, murder, theft. They're all sin. Therefore,
So you think they're in the same category?
what do you mean by same category?
From what I understood, I think you're trying to say that being gay is as sinful as murder and theft. Is that what you meant?
I think that can be taken another way. I appreciate you pointing that out, Max. I probably
Should have
how
worded
did
it
this?
better.
No, yeah, I should have probably worded it better. But like, I forgot to mention one word. In the eyes of the Creator, there we go. In God's eyes, let's take an analogy. Like, let's say we live in a perfectly clean house. Our mom is grabe kalimpiado. Like she wants the house squeaky clean, and then let's say we kids we go back inside the house after a long time of playing. We're not even that dirty, just like a single speck of mud. What if we go inside the house? Everything will become dirty. Therefore, like no matter how big or no matter how small, when it
So
comes to
the
essence,
sin is a sin, no matter how minor or major it may be. It's still a sin, right? Is that what you meant?
if we're looking at the essence, yes, but but again, on the surface as well, like there are intensities, murder, rape, and there's also
They're
there's
different.
theft, lying, cheating. They all have different intensities. Therefore, in that sense, yes, there is also like intensities, I guess. So to those religious people or Christians or whoever who are like demonize, as to quote you directly, demonize those who are that are gay people, I would say no, that's not a good idea, because like we're all human and we're all sinners. We're not any better than each other, whether we're saved or not. So like as of that, like we like salvation is right there. It's just your choice to accept it or not, to put it simply.
I, what I understood, all you really meant was no matter the intensity, sin is a sin, right? That's basically the main gist of whatever you were saying.
Mm-mm. And like I'm not, don't take that out of context. I'm putting that into context to those like Christians who quote demonize gay people. I'm therefore saying like heterosexuals are not any better than homosexuals, to put it simply. In terms of sin, there we go.
By the way, Astro says, "Why make it a sin when you make gay or trans people yourself?" I think he meant God, since God.
Okay, why would it be sin in
God.
the first place? Why make it a sin when you make gay or trans people yourself? God doesn't make gay or trans people, to put it simply.
I mean, who made us? The devil?
Okay,
Who made him? The devil?
okay, okay. I think you've heard of this story before. The Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
So you're
we're he-
saying we were tempted. How do children get tempted, though? I mean, I know that comes off wrong. Are you saying that children is God? I mean, we're entitled to our own beliefs. And since our speaker here is an avid religious person, for the sake of argument, we're going
That's
to
a different.
assume
That's a
that God
different.
is real.
Yeah, let's assume that's the case. That is a that's a podcast for another day. Is God real? So here's the thing. Why make it a situation when you make gay or trans people yourself? God doesn't make gay or trans people.
Is it a sin because God said so?
Uh, No.
Like for all the other sins, it can be understood why it's actually bad,
Mm-hmm.
murder, stealing.
Yeah, yeah.
But loving another person of the same gender, I don't think it's bad.
Okay, now is the reason why like there are some Christian teachings that can be controversial, which is why there are some people who claim are Christians and are also supportive of this, but also don't support murder, same as those who don't support it. But anyways, what makes it a sin? To put it simply, sin means disobedience to what God has made pure or right
Ah,
beforehand.
so you're saying that love is tainted when another man loves another man? Woman loves another woman.
We gotta define that word love. What is love? How do you define love?
What is love?
I knew that was
The
coming.
the K-pop song.
Oh well, Max went baby on hurt you no more. But yeah, how do you define love? Cause that may or may not affect the fact that like what's wrong with loving the same gender or something like that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I think you're getting at that. It might be we might be confusing love for lust, and I don't think that's the
No,
case at all.
because as far as I know, I don't think any one of you who are part of the LGBT, who are gay, etc. I don't think as far as I've seen at least, I don't think you guys are after lust.
No, of course.
As far as I know, I can't. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are going through. I don't know what you guys are thinking. But as far as I've seen, I don't think you guys are after lust. And lust is a different thing.
But I've seen other people who says that gay people are just lustful piece of shit.
Mm-mm.
Sorry.
I don't think it's appropriate to put it that way. Especially with such bold and aggressive statements.
Yeah. Well, we talk about what Near said.
What did you say?
Here.
Okay, I want to talk about how a lot of conservative Christians impose their beliefs on other people, even though the world doesn't revolve around Christianity. That's true. Even Jesus himself said that like, not everyone is gonna follow me, and if you follow me, since the world hates me, that's Jesus. Okay, third person. Since the world hates Jesus, the world or people in general hate those who follow him. That's basically it. So yeah, it makes sense. So not everyone revolves around Christianity. There are a lot of religions that are gay affirmative. So which religion is right, which is wrong? Why impose your beliefs on other people who don't share the same beliefs as you? You're free to believe whatever you want, but don't go preaching to other people that their
Yeah,
existence is wrong.
so when you remove the basis of religion as, for opposing same-sex relationships, there's really no case there, because your entire evidence, your entire reason for not agreeing with the rainbow people is because of some old ancient writings. And like Near said, there are many religions out there as well. So, and they're quite all right with same-sex relationships.
Mm-mm. Which is why, like I mentioned before, I may have made a poor argument which lost my credibility there. But like I was like, if we exclude the Bible in the equation, the case still remains though. Like it's fairly simple.
But it's natural.
Yeah, basically.
I'm pretty sure scientists have discovered, animals of the same sex have been shown either mating with each other or showing relationships. So I think, yeah, I think that throws out everything you said.
I'm
I've
aware.
seen a
Yeah,
video.
I'm aware of
I've
that
seen on
argument.
TikTok
Yeah.
two female monkeys.
Mhm.
They were going with it. So yeah.
I'm aware of I'm aware of the argument. So that therefore denote that therefore what's the word? That assumes that we are animals. If other
I
animals are
mean,
doing it,
scientifically, humans are animals. I think, right? We're mammals.
mm-mm. Fair enough.
So yeah,
I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'll leave it at that. That's a fair argument.
we are savages.
Of
Who
course.
think nothing. Who think nothing but with our. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about? I mean, it's okay if you really don't agree with us. We really can't force people. And you're not really very bad, huh? Huh?
Yeah, fair enough. But like, hold on, we missed something. We missed something. What is love? I asked that question and
Well,
it hasn't been defined
someone play the
properly.
song, so Manggo gets it.
As opposed to the fact that love is a chemical, as said by one atheist. Like there's a atheist that like he was asked like, what is love? Love is a chemical. Yes, I'm aware. Neurology. Yes, that's how it works. I'm quoting directly from the atheist that said that. He's a very well respected. He's very top notch. But that's what he said. If I remember the conversation correctly, that basically means if love is a chemical process going on in your brain, and so are the thoughts that's going on in our brain, how can we really rely on it? How can we know that what we are thinking about is trustworthy if it's just merely a chemical process in the brain?
I mean, it's been studied by many capable scientists. I mean, I don't think we should doubt them. If they say that is love, then that is love. How could it? How can we validate that it is actually love if it's just a bunch of stuff going around in our brains? Is what he meant. I think. Is that what you meant?
No, if we're gonna go with the statement that love is a chemical process in the brain, which is basically what the rest of other going on stuff in our brain is. How do we know that that statement is reliable if it's just a product of chemical process in our brains? What does that question even mean?
Yeah, I kind of don't understand by what you mean.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand. How do I say this? Yeah, that basically means whatever we see is in our heads. It's just chemical process going in our brains. Therefore, like, why do we trust it?
Everyone sees it,
Mm-mm.
so it should be real. Everyone sees the same thing. Oh, why wouldn't it be real?
Well, that's like the talk about an intelligent designer would come in. Like if everything is basically the result of chemical process going in the brain, why trust it? That makes
Ah,
sense. Like if
how about the Bible? Why do you trust it?
good point. Because I'm summarizing too much here, but like objective truth exists, God exists, the New Testament is true and reliable, and miracles are possible.
So did God say love isn't real? I mean, God
It,
is love.
God
He said
is
that
love.
himself. Well, you said love. How can we verify if love is real?
Hmm?
But God is real in your mind, so love must be real, right? Why didn't you question love's validity?
Well, the validity is like take my statements with a grain of salt because it could be wrong here. But like from what I know, like it's in the context that like there's no intelligent designer. Like everything is just a result of an accident. Like the Big Bang just so happened to be. Therefore, like we were lucky. There's no intelligent designer. We just happened to be, here. Josh has to watch his words. Oh yes, I have to watch my words. I'm gonna get cancelled after this.
So you're saying if a homosexual person feels love, you have the need to question that love. But if it's just heterosexual love, you don't want to question it and you believe them that it is really love that they feel.
What kind
I
of
think
love are
that's
you
it.
referring to?
I mean, I think it's the same love they feel between homosexual and heterosexual
Romantic love?
relationship. Yeah, of course. Love is love.
So love is not love. Love is romantic love.
Oh my god. No. we,
could be wrong
we're,
there.
we're talking about, the community. I think romantic love is going to be the main
Yeah.
form of love to be discussed,
Yeah.
since that's the whole basis of being part of the community, loving the same person or loving whoever you want despite your stuff. What's wrong with romantic love?
There's nothing wrong with romantic love. It's just that we got we gotta spend it properly, I guess. The word love nowadays is like thrown around improperly. Like I saw a
do
post
agree.
one time saying like I love you is now pretty much the next generation's hello.
Yeah, I do agree, but I love yous are being thrown around casually. Like I see some people who just started out on a relationship They're already saying they love each other, and I think there's room for doubt there. But when I say I love you to my friends, I do mean it. Mean it. I do love them platonically.
There are four kinds of love: romantic love, which is what we all have gone for. We got friendly love,
Platonic. Platonic.
love between friends, yeah, and love between family members.
Familial.
Yeah, and unconditional godly love. This is the love that has been taught multiple times in the Bible. Therefore, when we say God is love, God is not romantic love. And
Yeah.
I find I find it interesting that you accept the truth that God is love, but you don't accept the fact that homosexual behavior is a sin. If that makes sense.
So I'm still confused with your love thing. I think we should clear that up. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm going to be able to leave this discussion with those questions in mind. So it would be
Can't sleep
really
with those questions.
great if you could expound on what you meant by with your definition of love exactly.
Well, I thought it was pretty clear.
Sorry.
How do you say this? Love pretty much powers everything. All right, and then love can be basically categorized into four. And the love that
Mm.
people always refer to is the romantic love. What I would like to ask, like, what are you guys? What's the end goal with a romantic love with the same sex, with the same gender, or etc.?
The same as heterosexual partnerships. Like, there's literally no difference. Like, they love each other. They're happy around each other. They're comfortable around each other. There's literally no difference. I don't see any difference from a gay couple to a straight couple. It's normal in my eyes.
Fair enough, yeah. As Q-Boy said, happiness, yeah. So you guys are going off with what makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, that's it. That's what you guys are gonna go for. I mean, I'm not singling you guys out because that's pretty much what we always like to do. It's what we do. I'm losing credibility as I speak. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being happy. It's just that, like, just because what makes you happy doesn't mean it's
It's
true.
right. Huh? I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, politicians are happy with the money they've stolen, but that's different. Yeah, there's context, as Max has said.
What do you mean by context?
Like, why should it be questioned at all if it's really love? Because, yeah.
Doing good deed makes you happy, yeah. Mutualism, yeah. It's about innocence, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, fair enough.
You make a very lovely point.
Don't hurt the population either.
Yeah, there's a lot of people already. I think gay people are doing a service to Earth, stopping all the straights from making any more nasty babies.
Straights don't have to make babies, I mean,
Oh, but they are making babies, so
yeah.
they don't have to, but they are.
I mean, there's a lot of good things that can be made bad, like making babies, because that will make
And
community
yeah,
grow.
like, being in a homosexual relationship, it's a good thing, but it's made out to be bad.
Surrogates, sperm donors. Yeah, fair enough. But as for reproduction, however, like, that's artificial, I'd say.
Nothing's wrong with being artificial. In fact, I don't really think there's anything wrong with plastic surgery. I used to think that it was bad, but it's not really bad if people want to go through with it. Of course, don't have plastic surgery to change your race. That's just dumb.
Well, that reminds me. Why support transgenderism and not transracialism?
Ah.
sorry. Why support
I'll
transgenderism?
leave. No,
and
no,
not-
no, no, I heard you. I'm going to leave near to that because
Oh,
she's been talking about that with me before.
alright. Okay, according to Noir, gender is real. You can't change race. It's something you have to be born with. It's in your blood.
genetic, sorta.
Just so you guys know, I'm trying to learn and clear up some stuff, because if I were to name this a debate, I'd be on the losing side already. Because I know you guys have got each other's back. So I'm just at this point I just wanna see what you guys think about certain things. Race has nothing to do with personality. Okay, good question, Max. There is a story. Okay, I can't say this is true for everyone, but with issues like these, again, I'm not trying to force you guys, because you guys individual people have your own like thoughts, ideas. I can't do anything about that. So there's a story of a blind guy. Well, it's in the New Testament. So Jesus was involved there. His disciples and his followers were like, "What do you think about that blind guy over there? Was he blind because of his sin? Did he sin, or was it the sin of his parents?" Jesus said, "It's neither. It's this. This is done so that God will be glorified. Therefore, as for intersex people and or as pretty much as for every one of you guys, I've got nothing overtly negative on every single one of y'all, because I don't know what's the plan. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but like these are like there's special cases. There's also like lame people, um like people with incomplete limbs. Those are the kind of disabilities and stuff. Minorities as well. Can you explain? Well, as for that context, I can't guarantee that what I'm about to say is what Jesus meant in that context, but I suppose like it's to, I guess, to inspire. That's what I speculated it to be mainly. Babies born with the cruise, the disease can live for only 1 to 2 weeks. Yes, that one too. I don't have all the answers of those kind of stuff. I don't know what God's plan is for them. Yeah, those are genetic mutations. Yeah. The LGBT kind of why the community was made is that it's basically a community to be accepted in and to spread awareness of others. So LGBT people are really mistreated in society, especially in the past. It's kind of like a shelter in which you won't be judged for who you are. Yeah, because everybody is the same. Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, undeniably, there is always toxicity everywhere. And there are quite a few nasty people in the community. I personally witnessed them myself. For example, it's there was a local news that happened here.
Max further adds, being gay doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad either. Being gay isn't moral or immoral. I don't know what we're talking about. I ran out of fuel to fuel the car, so I'll just let you guys take it for a bit.
Yeah, we're kind of lost. I think they were talking about intersex people.
And Noir got stuff to ask or tell me, probably rhetorically or aggressively.
I kind of already know the answers to my question. Why you don't agree with us? That's mainly because of your own beliefs, and I can respect that, as everyone probably should as well. Of course, as long as you don't offend anyone, then you're good to go with your own thoughts. And yeah, there's nothing wrong. I mean, there is something, you know. It's okay. We have different beliefs. I don't really like forcing people, you know, very much. It's like we're dictators if we're telling people what to think. So yeah, I don't agree with your beliefs, but I can respect that. I'm sure you also respect mine as well, even if you disagree with them. And I think that's perfectly okay. It doesn't have to be toxic, doesn't have to be controversial. It can be a healthy discussion between two people and their own beliefs and opinions. Do you still
I
have
guess it's a good way to
any
put it.
unresolved things in mind?
Actually, I just thought of something. I remember, like, I think it was in the past, but I remember like a statement. I won't say who it is, but I remember like someone saying, "If gay people don't force others to be gay, then why do homophobes force people to be homophobes? As I
I
said
mean,
that.
that's not something I think I should be answering. I think it should be the homophobes answering that because I don't know what goes on in their mind.
Well, define homophobe, because I hear it thrown around
Yeah.
a couple of times, and I think like
I think that
maybe.
people might call you a homophobe as well, since you
Mm,
don't agree with the LGBTQ people. But
oh
I
yeah,
think
but it rings a bad bell automatically without even saying anything.
being a homophobe has negative has negative things
Oh
when you're
yes.
branded. So I don't think you're. Maybe you are, but it's not that. It's not like other people's distaste. You don't hate us. You just don't agree with us. Though, yeah. You
Mm-mm-mm.
know, homophobic people should just mind their own business. They're stupid.
Define homophobic.
Someone who, doesn't like the LGBTQ people, doesn't agree with them, hates them, insults them, tells them that it's wrong, stuff like that.
I see. Like generally hate, or not, like it's
It's like,
is it like an umbrella term for those who, like pretty much everyone who doesn't agree with LGBT, or is it like
yep,
okay,
I kind of like that.
it's not like only for those people who blank, something like that, like
I
it's an
think
umbrella term.
it's more like a general term,
Yeah,
really, for
general term.
people who just don't really like the
I see.
idea of men getting together, women getting together, transgender people like that. Someone also
Yeah.
uses the F word. That's clear. I mean, not all, since they might be using it because they think it's cool. But if you willingly and knowingly use the F word against a homosexual man, or I mean, homosexual person, then you definitely are a homophobe.
How about the
Do
other
you
way
know?
around?
Do you know what I meant by the F word? Or do I need to
Sexual
spell it out?
intercourse.
F? No, not that.
What kind of F word?
Fag. It's
Oh,
uh,
oh, that word.
yeah,
Yeah, so the slur.
it's a slur for homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
you were thinking. You were
I
thinking of
thought the I
fuck
thought the
the whole
I thought
time.
that word. Because so I completely forgot that yeah. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Fair point. Yeah. You should have said the slur, because like when you said F word. F word.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious given the context we were in.
Mm-mm-mm. Now here's the thing. Basically the power of influence and or conformity. If you're surrounded by a certain environment, and the more you are surrounded by that, it's likely for you to be influenced by like
Of
what you're
course,
surrounded.
especially if you're a child, the
Mm-mm.
environment you grow up in really plays a part in how you'll turn out.
Mm-mm.
Look at me, I'm stupid as fuck.
Bro.
Since the environment as well wasn't actually the brightest.
Oh wow. And well, as for conformity as well, the one of the second word I mentioned, conformity is basically like, oh, that like following the crowd. That's what everybody's
Mhm.
doing. I'm doing it as well. Now I can't guarantee that you guys are like either one of these, but it's possible or it's likely. Yeah. Again, just speculation. I should have said from the get go that you take my statements with a grain of salt.
What are people conforming to exactly?
Pretty much anything. Like it like.
Oh yeah, people tend to do that. Just follow whatever whatever people are doing. Like a trend. Everyone loves bandwagons. I won't deny that I haven't jumped on some. I mean, it's fun, but there are also terrible bandwagons that shouldn't be followed at all.
The reason why influence and conformity, those two like are connected, because like if you're influenced, if you're surrounded by a certain like a certain environment, you're likely to be influenced, or you just would conform. Well, that's what they're doing. I'm doing it as well. Yeah, I don't know what you guys have been through.
It knows. And I think it means well that you're trying to understand where we are coming from. Some members of the community really have tragic histories because of their family not accepting them and them being subjected to a lot of harsh things in the world at such an early life. And I'm just lucky. I mean, I haven't actually officially come out to my family yet.
Oh, I was gonna get to that. You haven't told them yet.
I think coming out is a very personal and very nerve-wracking thing.
I see.
Despite all the confidence I try to show, it I don't really have it. I'm not brave enough to do it.
I see.
I think it's okay. Take everyone has their own time.
Yeah, I wonder what you guys think about this. I could be saying this wrong, but I don't know if it was 80 or 70% of gay people. But I heard from someone like he was talking to LGBT members here, and then he said that apparently a certain percentage of gay people were likely sexually harassed or molested when they were children. What do you guys
I
think
mean,
about that?
I don't have enough information or data to speak up on
So do I.
that. But I have heard of stories of, in general, children in general being molested and stuff. And
You-
I don't think it's just an LGBTQ QT. I don't think it's just an LGBTQ thing really specifically. I think it's everyone, every human, and no matter the race or gender, I think they've all been. I mean, not all, but they can be subjected to that sort of dreadful thing. Not just us, but everyone, really. Yeah.
Yeah, fair point. That's true. Like we all got history in some way, shape, or form.
After the discussion, what are your thoughts about all of this?
Well, I guess I'd say I'm still learning about what this concept, this issue, the reasons why there are, like, for some questions I couldn't exactly answer because I don't have an answer. Like, and sometimes I have uncertainties to certain answers because I can't really guarantee that I have all the answers. So yeah, it's interesting that we get to talk about this, and
Yeah, it's very nice
I
actually.
I don't know what's gonna happen next. Maybe 5 minutes from now on Twitter, I'm getting cancelled. We don't know. But hopefully you guys didn't take anything bad out of this. Hopefully, I don't know what you guys are thinking right now. But
I mean, everyone here
man.
is smart enough to understand that you're just trying to learn. Anyways, I think, we should talk about some things in the Bible. There have been many issues regarding about the verses that talk about the LGBTQ issues primarily. Like, mistranslation of a few words. I forgot what it saw. I think I still have the video, or I don't have it anymore. But all I know was that there are some mistranslations, and there have been theories going around that it was deliberately mistranslated to hate on us. But I don't know if that's actually true. But I do think there are mistranslations and mistakes in the modern rights verses of the Bible because that can't be avoided.
That's a fair point. As I would gonna bring up the fact that the Bible is inerrant, but then that would spark a whole new a whole new topic. Is there any like scripture references that you could share, like that has something to
Yes, I
do like what you're talking
remember,
about?
but it was around Corinthians. Wait. I think it's still on my search history. Let me let me find it.
Okay, so while you look for it, as for mistranslations, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna clear up. Okay, that is not true because the people who make up the Bible translations, the canon. That's why it's called the books that you see in the Bible are called the canon. I have a couple of Bible translations. I read on what they've done, like how they did it. And basically, what they do is they make the translation as faithful to the original as possible. Because like the original texts were in Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek, and there's not that many words in English that can fit with those stuff. And there are some translations that can probably help. They're like study Bibles that can help with expounding what those are, etc., etc. And there's also translations that like try to keep the syntax or the grammar as much as close to the original as possible. But as for mistranslations, that's a misconception. Although
Okay.
within the realm of possibility, it's a misconception, and especially with the versions that we have right now, those are no.
Okay. Okay, I found one of the
Alright, CJ.
verses. This wasn't the one with the mistranslation, but it has boys. I mean, it has two males kissing it. 1 Samuel 20, verse 41. After the boy had gone, David got up from the south side of the stone and bowed down before Jonathan 3 times, with his face to the ground. Then they kissed each other and wept together, but David wept the most. This is the New International Version. There's
NIV.
also
Yeah.
the New Living Translation.
Yeah,
It's a different. They were both in tears as they hugged, and they only hugged. But in the rest of the versions here, it says that they kiss. The English Standard Version, the Berean Study Bible, the King James Bible,
oh, you got all
the
the
New King
translations.
James Version, the New American Version. It's a lot of. Okay, most
there's-
of the
there's a lot of
translations.
yeah. There's a
say
lot of
that they
translation.
kiss.
Yeah. As for Bible translations, many translations like try to serve like different purposes. Like there's like a spectrum as to like what kind of translation it is. It's either like literal, like word for word, trying to keep the syntax, the grammar as close as possible to the original, and then all the way to the end we also have paraphrase, like taking whole chunks and ideas and then wording it in a way that we modern readers can understand. And in the middle, we have thought for thought, and that's what NLT is, NIV. Here's the thing. Kissing here is a sign. It's like a greeting sign, as far as I know. Like it's in a bunch of cultures that like there's kissing is a part of greeting, saying hello, saying goodbye. Especially if you read the whole context, Jonathan and David were best of friends, and I think this is the
I don't
last
think.
time. This was the last time they
I
met.
don't think best friends kiss. You know, this reminds me of the song on TikTok, and historians will call them close friends, roommates, buddies, besties. Seeing as that the Bible has a lot of mistranslations, how can we verify that everything that we base upon is also not a mistranslation?
What kind of mistranslation? What do you mean by mistranslation? Because like if there be mistranslation, you can do one of two things. You can either trust the translation you're reading, or two, go dig the original manuscripts. There's probably available. You can see. You can go through all the translations you can find, etc., etc., and then
Yeah, and what
compare
if it
and see
says
what is common, what's the
engagement
difference.
at all?
And I would say they don't. It's not a mistranslation. It's a compliment. They don't contradict. They complement.
Okay. I
'Cause
mean, I don't really know much about the Bible.
I also don't know much. I'm just saying based on what I know. But
Well, I think you know more than me, so.
I can't really guarantee I'm telling you the right thing. But like this passage is taken out of context because like this I think this is the last time they met. Because but after this point, Jonathan was killed in a battle, and David wept and made a whole song and says, "You women of the city, cry for the king. I cry for my dear friend Jonathan," etc., etc. I am aware of the speculation like David and Jonathan being. I mean, even if David and Jonathan had like homosexual relation or attraction with each other, like that would contradict everything David has believed in. David was a devoted man of God, and he kept
Wait,
the
what
law during that
David are
time.
we talking about? Like King David?
King David.
Oh, King David.
Yeah,
Like King of Jerusalem?
King of Israel. Yeah,
David, sorry.
yeah. That's like the David and Jonathan I was talking about. David is the second king of Israel. Jonathan is the son of the first king of Israel, Saul. They both died in a battle with with their enemies, and then David was the next because he
Oh,
was found more faithful than Saul. Because Saul was, I
I
would
think I
say,
remember that
prideful.
story.
But yeah, so even if David and Jonathan, you know, had homosexual attraction or relation, that would completely contradict whatever David has believed in,
I mean, the
practiced.
Bible is filled to the brim of contradictions, so it's not really something I'm
What
surprised
do you mean?
with.
What do you mean by to the brim of contradictions, such as what?
I don't know. They said it has a lot of contradictions, and they did show proof. I just
Such
can't
as,
remember them from the
yeah.
top of my head.
Mm-mm. Well, I'm well aware of of that argument and that kind of stuff.
I mean, those contradictions are unavoidable since the Bible is a collection of books written by different people, so they're bound to have different messages with each other. Oh, yeah. Well,
Well, that was something. Do you have any more to ask?
I don't know anymore since I'm quite satisfied already. We've been going at it for like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how much to keep.
I think this video is going to take a while to upload, huh?
Mhm. Probably my first video to take an hour. I don't know how the final edit would be. There's so much awkward moments and stuff. I wasn't actually expecting that we would like see the chat so much. Like it would just be me and you talking, and then there's a chat going, and then there'd be like a Q&A segment at the end.
I think the lesson that we can learn from today is that maybe we should prepare more so that it's
Prepare.
more organized next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I thought it'd be better if I thought it was better if we improvised. Like, let's see how this conversation is gonna go. But I completely forgot that we're awkward.
I think it's important to have a guide
Mhm.
so that we can move on in an organized manner. Since earlier we've been like scrambling for topics to talk about.
Mhm.
But it was fun.
Man, this was something. My first time actually talking about LGBT at this size with this amount of people, this amount of pressure. I don't know how this is gonna go long term. Probably cancel the Twitter at this point, but it's quite the experience to to exchange ideas with
Yeah, to be
classmate Noir
fair,
here and
I
the
think we
Discord
were
chat.
really the only one asking all the opposing questions since most of the people who participated in the stage were kinda
On
all
your side.
for the community.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting actually.
I think there's nothing left to talk
Yeah,
about.
and I'm trying to think of a good way to wrap this up. Like
Hello,
how to say this?
YouTube. Thank you. Goodbye.
Like there was supposed to be like a main overall topic. I should have like this is the main thing we're talking about, but
Maybe we
then
should have. Maybe we should have also watched out for the time.
oh yeah. No, this is my
We
first
didn't.
podcast anyway, so I didn't expect that it would go with this.
We didn't take it into consideration.
Yeah, again, first time speaking about such a controversial topic and my controversial stance, and surrounded by everyone who doesn't agree with me. Like this is my first time doing it something like this and going who knows where.
So this is going to be valuable knowledge. I think. Yeah. At least this experience is going to be helpful in the future for me and for you, I guess. Shall we end the video here?
I guess we're gonna close it now. And that was something so much stuff and so much from other people. awkward. It didn't go as planned, but it was something. It's a first. That's it for this first podcast. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one again, or we're gonna make I guess a part 2 of this topic. Depends on how things are gonna work out. But for now, that's it for this podcast. Thank you guys for listening through. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or content or whatever. God bless and goodbye.